happy day, happy life, happy journey, happy Saturday. What a great day it is. It's a beautiful day today, and wherever you are, it's beautiful because the expression of life is happening through us, all of us, right now. So I'm so grateful in this moment to be here right now with you and to talk about today's topic. I guess I should introduce myself. My name is John Jacob Mubarak, and I am one of the directors here at Rythmia. And I'm also an Agape licensed spiritual practitioner. And today's topic is don't should on yourself. And so I wanted to talk about the word should and how that plays into the feelings of anxiety and stress and self-judgment that we typically have. In fact, let me bring this to the I. Instead of talking about we or you, let me talk about, hey Tammy, let me talk about me. Let me talk about the I. Let me speak from the I. So this last week, I have been feeling some really heavy energy. And you know, that sort of energy where you're just sad, not motivated, not feeling like doing whatever you have to do. You just kind of wish you could just crawl up in a ball in bed, and yet you can't. Hey, Colette and Kristen and Anthony, Autumn, hello, wow. So happy to have you guys here. Thank you so much for joining us. So I was sharing that today, or that this last week, I'd been kind of in some heavy energy. And I had work to do. I had stuff to do, you know. We can't just curl up in bed when we want to. And I felt this big weight of what I should do. And inside of that should was all this self-judgment about the way I was feeling, right? I shouldn't be feeling this sad. I have so much to be grateful for. Why am I feeling sad when look at all the good around me, look at all the good that's coming to me. I shouldn't be feeling this way, which doesn't do anything to help me get out of that. It just compounded the feeling that I was having. So one of the first things that we do when we look to discuss something is to define our topic. So should, I went and did a little research. Should is the past tense of shall and implies obligation or compulsion arising from moral duty or simple expediency. So that's a pretty heavy word, right? It implies obligation or compulsion arising from moral duty, right? Okay, so you can feel the weight of should. And I want to invite you to do what I did this week, which was begin to be a little more gentle with myself. And speaking of, yes, Kristen, I see you feeling tired too, right? That heaviness, that tiredness. And so how do we work with that energy when we have it? Not beat ourselves up. We know the principle that what we resist persists. So the more I try and get out of that, the more I'm going to feel that. So the first thing to do is to be with it, right? To allow it. Can I be okay with how I'm feeling? So how do you move from that should to what? How about I could, or I might, or I would, right? These are all a little bit more gentle and moves me out of the feeling of moral compulsion and obligation and duty, right? The word could is the simple past tense of can, and the word would is the simple past tense of will. And they express desire or purpose, but without certain intent or outcome. Much lighter words. They're expressing a desire or purpose, but without a specific outcome. And this is really important because should has a moral obligation, and it has an intention, or an expectation rather. It has an expectation that it should be a certain way. Somebody should do something. They should treat me this way. I should be more respected. I should be feeling better. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't be sad. I shouldn't be tired. I shouldn't be, I should. I'm shoulding all over myself. And that's, when we move into that feeling, you can feel the anxiety and judgment and depression, and it just compounds it. But if we can, so those thoughts about ourselves and the meanings that are attached to those bring the feelings of anxiety and anger and fear. Now, if we can be with how we're feeling from a place of just observation, almost like a third person. Oh, there's John Jacob feeling sad. Oh, there's John Jacob wanting to curl up on a ball on his bed. No judgment. Just a straight, like, there's John taking a drink of water, right? There's no judgment there. There's John feeling this way. There's John thinking this. One of our shaman here, Sarah, when she gets scared in ceremony, she says, you're so cute when you're scared. Which is another way of doing that same thing, of stepping back, getting a little bit of space between our experience and who we are as an eternal being. And then moving out of the sense of obligation and into a sense of levity and lightness about it, right? Oh, you're so cute. Like now, I'm so cute when I'm having anxiety, or I'm so cute when I'm afraid, moves me into, I'm observing something about myself and I'm being light about it. Now, that's the first step. Let me just observe. Let me just be with. Being with is like putting a car in neutral. This is from a wonderful book by Panache Desai. He talks about putting a car in neutral. When the car is in neutral, you can rev the engine, you can peg that tachometer, and nothing happens because the car is not engaged, right? So allow yourself to have, I had to allow myself to feel all of that, whatever I was feeling, like, all right, this is the way I'm feeling today. And I have some things that I need to get done. Okay, could I work for a half hour? Could I set an alarm and work for a half hour? I could meditate for 15 minutes. I might try to just relax for 15 minutes and then work. And just do something, one step, in one foot in front of the other. The difference between could is now I'm expressing a desire with a purpose, but it doesn't have a specific outcome. This is key, right? A specific outcome puts us in expectation and will inevitably lead to disappointment and more of that feeling of should. But having a could, or I might, or I would, moves me out of expectation and into intention. And intention is broad, right? It's the difference between saying I want to go to New York or I want to go east. There's always more east. New York might be on the way east. And there's more past it. And I'm open to even more. There might be something better than New York. London. Okay. Or New York and London. Not that London's better than New York or New York's better than London. I'm just saying. There's more east. And what's after that? So the idea of shifting our language from our should statements, which connote obligation and duty with a specific expectation, and moving to could, would, or I might, moves us into levity with less expectation and no specific intent. Oh, I could do that. I could do this. I could do that. I could sit down for a few minutes. I could just try and do this. I'm learning a new game, golf, right? And that's a humbling game, especially when you have no experience in it at all. So I went out to the driving range this morning for an hour. I just said, well, I could just go try and do that for an hour. I might do that for an hour. Not like I should go, I said I was going to do this, I should go do it, right? It's like, oh, yeah, I could try it. What if you don't make the whole hour? Okay, I could do it for 20 minutes. I could just get out there and try. Let me just get there and see what's available. Let me just try. I might do that. These are all ways of moving into a feeling of that's less heavy and lighter about ourselves. So that's really my my talk for today. Is just a simple awareness of, one, to be aware of how we're feeling without judgment, and to do that we move into a observer or witness consciousness. Let me just observe myself. Let me just, and to do that we might talk about ourselves in the third person. That kind of helps give us some space, because now you're actually observing yourself, like we do in meditation. So, there's John feeling sad. There's John feeling angry. There's John feeling tired. Okay. And I could sit down for 20 minutes and just respond to a few emails. Let me just do that. And in that way, we're moving ourselves step by step, little by little, out of this. We're modulating that feeling without any expectation of it to change, because there's something rich in that feeling. There's another thing that we can do. We can ask, what is this here to teach me? What am I to learn from this feeling? Because everything is happening for us. So if I'm feeling this way, it must be for some reason. What is it here to teach me? What is it trying to tell me? I'm getting curious about it. Again, I'm moving into an observer, witness consciousness. So the first piece is witness and observe. What is this here to teach me? Oh, look, I'm so cute when I'm having anxiety. Isn't that cute? Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Look, he's just a human being just trying to get by, just like everybody else, having good days and days that aren't so good. It's all right. And even the idea of good and bad days, right? There's judgment in that. But there's days when my energy isn't feeling so great. How can I be with that? And then move my languaging around it out of the moral obligation of should. I shouldn't feel this way. I should be feeling better. I should be doing something else. I should be more spiritually awakened. I should be a better person. I should be more motivated. And move that to could. I could sit down for a minute and work for 20 minutes. I could get up and exercise. I could go for a walk. I might go watch the sunset. I might meditate. I might just breathe. I might call a friend. What could you do? What might you do? What would you do? I would do that, right? These are lighter words that express desire and purpose without a specific outcome, attachment to an outcome. This moves us into a lighter state of levity and allows us to just step by step, moment by moment, advance ourselves with love and kindness and gentleness. And that's really, all we need is a little loving kindness. And it starts right here. So just take yourself, hug yourself for a minute. Just hug yourself. Feel that virtual hug. I'm hugging you. You're hugging me. We're hugging each other. Hug life. Yo, hug life. So hug yourself and just say, oh, you're so cute. You're so cute when you're afraid. You're so cute when you're in judgment. Look at that. Oh, what a good human you are. You're watching this Facebook Live, just looking to get a little something that'll lift your day. Look at you. You're doing great. Love yourself. Waste no time in self-recrimination. And be well. You don't have to be. You shouldn't be. But you could. You could be. That's it for today. We're not going to should all over ourselves, but we could. Oh, so grateful to be with you today. Just a little light bit to say, I love you and I'm grateful for you. And we'll see you again on Monday. Meg's doing her Facebook Live tomorrow, which will be fabulous as always. And then Monday we'll be back with the Rise Up daily meditation at noon Pacific time. So until then, have a beautiful weekend and don't should on yourself. I love you.